Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
What 800 Snitch hotline? Yeah. All right. All right, I hit record. People this is like lining up now. When I hear Too Raw calling this guy Stephen A. Snitch, like we're about to watch some of his video, like of Stephen A. Smith's video from his own YouTube channel, where he's gonna explain his, I guess, mental decision making of why he said what he said, and he's gonna double down on it. By the way, he's going to double down on what he apparently did. Like, I called the league offices, and this man's a criminal. He should be suspended for nothing, for a game. Like, bro, that's, if you watch the replay of this thing, which we're gonna say, it's like, where is that some sort of agree? Like, did he? There's no punches thrown, just a shoving match. Guys talking shit to each other. Luka walking off like, oh, what the fuck, man? Yo, why'd you have to do that, Russ, bro? Come on, man. Russ is like, get the fuck out of my face. I'm talking to the ref right now. Like, it's there's nothing here that's like, aren't these grown men? These are grown men, aren't they? Either way, let's hear the snitch. I'm sorry, bro. Here we go.
I made some news over the weekend because I was doing an NBA countdown on ABC and
I turn 'em up.
ESPN, and one of the things that I said after watching the Los Angeles Clippers lose to the Dallas Mavericks Friday night, I said that Russell Westbrook was awful.
Apologies for the
in
volume.
terms of the way he acted. He nearly clotheslined one player flying in for a layup. He knocked Luka Doncic to the ground on a couple of occasions.
Oh, he did.
Luka Doncic was driving by him.
Poor Luka hit the fucking ground. Oh no, in a fucking professional sport with other grown men. Oh, what the fuck, man? Better call the fucking cops, Stephen A. Someone hit the ground in a professional sport. Oh.
You know what's weird too, Jordan? Like, do you remember the arguments for like? It started with like I know it started before this, but when Shaq would get fouled, Dwight Howard, even LeBron when he's not flopping.
Yeah.
Or they have a certain body type where more contact is allowed.
Yes.
Without fouls being called.
Yes.
To where you got bitch ass Luka, like whatever, like yeah, it's a foul, like yeah, it's a foul or whatever, but it's like. Cool, like you come on, man. You know Luka's trying to sell that shit too, bro.
100%. 100%, bro. Like, Russ is an athletic dude. He's strong. But he's like skinny strong. He's like ripped, like a wiry, strong, like smaller guy compared to Luka.
Well, Luka probably has 30 pounds on him.
He does. He 100%
At least,
does.
bro.
And we're not just talking about like Luka's overweight. I mean like actual strength, like muscle size. He's a bigger human than Russell Westbrook. He is, by relatively speaking, a large margin. He's a bigger human. He's bigger and stronger. Not as fast, not as explosive, but he's stronger, 100%. So seeing that replay, I'm like, yeah, what's the big deal? Russ took a take foul, like, oh shit, you're gonna get past me, so let me just foul you. I'd rather foul you than give you like a layup or something. That's a normal fucking foul to me. But I guess this is the biggest deal on planet Earth, and God forbid for Stephen A. Smith, God forbid Luka's precious ass hits the fucking ground. God fucking forbid that. That's weird, man. Like, this basketball is supposed to be a contact sport. You are going to hit the floor sometimes. You're going to take a charge. You're going to get ran over. You're going to draw a foul. Like, something's going to happen. We're going to hit the fucking floor. So I have to see them. If they're like overly egregious, which I doubt based on the way he describes this fucking play. I mean,
Yeah.
It is what it is. Here we go. Fuck. What? Hey.
Because of the way he acted. He nearly clotheslined one player flying in for a layup. He knocked
The
Luka
fucking
Doncic
playoffs,
to the
bro.
ground on a couple of occasions. One time when Luka Doncic was driving by him, he grabbed him and yanked at him. Who knows? He could have separated his shoulder. And Luka Doncic got him said, like, what you doing? He pushed Luka Doncic off.
That's insanity, bro.
Then when he
This fucking cupcake ass. Like, what era did you play basketball in, man? Like, what are we talking about here? I played high school basketball in like the early mid 2000s. Why does it look rougher than the fucking NBA? That's a problem, man. That's a fucking problem. And, like, I don't know, man. I don't know with this guy.
College looks rougher than the NBA, dude.
Yeah. More aggressive, more intense, seemingly. And then when someone gets more aggressive in playoff time, like it seems like Russ is doing, right? Like, yeah, maybe I'm not the number one scorer on my team, so I got to play like crazy hard defense and be aggressive and be somewhat of a quote unquote enforcer. He's not really an enforcer, but he's like, if I need to take a foul because my minutes don't matter as much as they used to mean, I'll take a foul. Which is what that play was, where he grabbed Luka like that. But Luka twirling around in the air, like maybe he lost balance and he twirled, but to be like, yo, come on, Russ, like, bro, shut up. This is fucking playoff basketball, bro. Like, have you not seen playoff basketball before? You claim to like idolize guys like the early years of LeBron and Kobe and T-Mac or any of these fucking players, right? You idolize these guys. Did you not watch them play? What they were playing with wasn't the fucking 80s. If you're thinking the 80s, if you're going Gil's Arena style, like, oh, the 80s, they just stab people in the paint. They pull shotties out, just shoot people in the fucking paint if you go near it. Like, we're not even saying that. I'm saying like the 2000s, where it's like aggressive, hard defense, where you can actually get body to body on someone, pause, and fucking play hard defense, man. Like a contact sport. It's supposed to be. It's like Stephen. What the fuck is? Don't worry, we got the dirt on Stephen A. Don't worry about it. There's one interview, and one interview that's all you need to understand where Stephen A. seems to be going with his whole sports broadcasting, whatever the fuck commentary career, and it's 100% the Teddy Atlas, the Canelo Alvarez Triple G fight, where he's making these weird excuses for a sport that's clearly supporting corruption and within their own sport, by the way. The judges, the refs, the people, like the commentators around it, boxing is one of the most corrupt things ever. Ever. And yet he was still making excuses when Teddy Atlas was just like, what the fuck, man? Like Teddy Atlas's heart was breaking on live TV. This guy's like, well, hold on, Teddy. Hold on. We can't indict the entire sport of boxing. Don't worry, I'll play the clip for you.
It's one judge, Teddy. It's one judge.
off while he was continuously and perpetually being stalked. Triple G couldn't find a right hand all night long. That much is true. But he was connecting enough to accumulate punches. I had him winning the fight 113. And again, it's not the fact that it's a draw. As much as I don't like it, I think it's weak because I want a decided winner. I don't want to hear draw. I do understand those who believe it was a close fight. But to have Canelo Alvarez winning 118, 110, that judge needs to be tested now. Not an hour from now, not 2 hours from now, not tomorrow morning. She needs to be tested now. Whoever he or she is, Adelaide Bird, whoever it is, 118, 110, they didn't know what the hell they were watching. They weren't watching a boxing match tonight that everybody else, millions on pay-per-view and thousands in attendance, were watching. This judge does not know what they're doing. I'm not going to talk about getting fixed and all of that stuff. I'm not going to discredit the sport that way. But I'm going to tell you, this particular judge did not show up to work tonight. Something is wrong. They didn't know what they were doing. 118, 110, Please.
Well, Stephen A. doesn't want to go there, but Teddy, I get the sense that you want to go. When you say corruption,
I don't discredit the sport. I discredit the so-called executives of the sport, the people that are supposed to be enforcing the sport, looking out for the sport, ruling over the sport. I put an indictment on them. An indictment on them. They are corrupt. I have no problem saying it. They are corrupt. There's no way that you see 118 to 110 for Canelo and you say, well, it's just a mistake. It was just my judge. No, it's not a mistake. That can't be a mistake.
39 seconds in. All right, here we go.
And Luka Doncic got him to say, like, what you doing? He pushed Luka Doncic off. Then when he did that, he got pushed in the back by P.J. Washington. And then he turns around and the charge after P.J. Washington and pushes him in the chest. He's shrugging off officials.
PJ should have pressed charges.
You can't act like that. Now, I've been one who
I'm a
has
witness
been
too.
complimentary about Russell Westbrook since he arrived with the Clippers. It was an awful experience with the Los Angeles Lakers. There's no doubt about that, but he was not awful with the Houston Rockets.
Why do they keep replaying that like something crazy happened? Like he got past him. He's like, oh fuck, I gotta stop this guy. And he grabbed him by the bicep. Okay. What's so crazy about that? Why are you zooming in on it 30 times? Like some crazy
Been
play happened.
complimentary about Russell Westbrook since he arrived with the Clippers. It was an awful experience with the Los Angeles Lakers. There's no doubt about that, but he was not awful with the Houston Rockets. He was not
Come
awful
on,
with
man.
the
Come on,
Oklahoma
Russ.
City Thunder. He was awful with the Los Angeles Lakers, but he has been the Energizer Bunny and everything that the Clippers need. No doubt about it.
Typical Stephen A.
But Friday's game 3
Saying nothing.
was
I mean, the touchdowns, the yards after first contact, the way he would block for the quarterback, he's amazing. But he also murdered his wife and Rock Goldman.
Bro, if you really look at it, bro,
Yeah.
Stephen A is not an expert at any sport, including basketball. If you really look at it, bro, because he's terrible at all the other ones. He's terrible at baseball. He's terrible at football. He doesn't know shit about boxing. He definitely doesn't know shit about MMA.
Exactly. He knows like the politics around it, and I think his claim to fame was fucking having like insider information from like locker rooms and shit like that for basketball. I'm saying, like
he was a beat reporter in Philly when Iverson was there.
So he gets like inside information about like what's happening in the locker room. Like, oh, this guy doesn't like this guy, or this guy might be up for a trade, or he'll know shit like that. When it comes to the actual watching basketball, I don't know. It's a fucking mystery, man. It's a mystery.
It's very similar with that dude Nick Wright.
Oh, fuck on it.
Where it's like it's similar in the sense that their claim to fame is that they're entertainers, and they're fucking like they're basically being actors.
Yeah.
Like that's literally the claim to fame.
I agree. I 100% agree.
And Nick Wright's even admitted this.
Oh, the cell phone where he's in his car talking to the camera.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, these guys, they know what they're doing, man. And fuck, whatever. I'll just let them keep rambling.
But Friday's game 3, what's the belligerence all about? Where you coming from? Other than the fact that Luka and Dallas was whipping their ass. Now, when Russell Westbrook not clothesline because he did go for the ball, but he did knock the guy upside the head and acting like he didn't touch the guy. That's where it was ridiculous. You hit his head, not the ball. But the point is,
that's the NBA, Stephen A.
Intentional. But then when you want to be demonstrative about it, deny it, and then flex with everybody else, usually you're getting teed up for that. In some cases, that would have been
in this NBA. Yes, you are.
One. It definitely was a flagrant 2 when you did that to Luka. It should have been.
Wait, what?
And when you're sitting up there and you're acting like that,
Is he saying the little arm grab is a flagrant 2? You could have separated his shoulder. Like what? What? Bro, it's like you said, like fucking Dwight Howard used to get fucking stabbed in the paint, bro. Like people, he's taking rip shots. He's getting grabbed on. Didn't what's his name jump on his fucking back once? Didn't that happen? Someone jumped on his back like during like a free throw. Was that Dwight Howard? Someone like they were doing like a hack-a-shack thing. I think it was with Dwight Howard. And I think it was James Harden just jumped on his back. Like literally jumped on his back.
Maybe I don't know.
If I can find that clip, I'll put it in the video. But like, yeah, these guys just get beat, like the shit beat out of them, bro. Like actually, and poor Luka gets his arm touched, and Luka touches the floor. Oh no! Definitely a flagrant 2, and if you ask me, suspend him for a game too. Suspend him as well. Like this is crazy, bro. I got the paperwork right here. Just sign it. Here we go.
Definitely was a flagrant 2 when you did that to Luka. It should have been. And when you're sitting up there and you're acting like that, to me, ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't enough for him to get ejected. He should have been suspended for the next game. I still stand by that. But
wow.
Once again, people take my words and they do what they want with it. I sat up there and said he deserved to be suspended. I still stand by that. I said I even called the league office to inquire about
That's crazy. Bro.
Why didn't you suspend him? I didn't call the league office
actually the crazy
to
part.
sit up there and say suspend him now, get him suspended. No,
Bro.
Once the decision came that he wasn't suspended, I'm like, wait a minute. You've been preaching about these rules and regulations, and if you did X, Y, and Z, you're going to get suspended. Could you explain to me why you didn't suspend him? I want the thinking behind that. You can call the league office and ask for yourself. So you have folks like Gilly from Wallow and Gilly's podcast, great podcast, by the way, speaking about it. He's sitting up there, why are you calling the league office?
For real though.
Yo, dude, that's my job.
That's your job?
Yeah,
really?
go on.
You talk about it. I cover it.
Yeah, okay. You
Bro.
advocate for league suspensions, bro.
He's trying to play like he's not, like he didn't do that. That's the weird thing about all this. He's trying to play like he didn't, like, yo, if he got suspended, would you be calling the league office? Like, yo, why'd you suspend him? Would he be doing that? I don't know about that.
No.
Maybe he asked the league for a comment, but instead of like, yo, but he did this, and this. How come you're not suspending him? That looks way different. Like, yeah. That looks, very fucking weird. I didn't call to say suspend him. I called to say, hey, with all the league rules in place, how come you haven't suspended him yet, huh? How come he's not suspended? Like, come on. Ah, Jesus Christ. This smell like a cleanup act, bro. Like, people were like, yo, what the fuck did you do? What'd you do, Stephen A? He's like, yo, I need to explain myself. Like, that's weird, man. That sounds like you're trying to bait them into suspending him. Like, honestly, that's what that sounds like. That didn't sound like some reporter shit. At all. That sounds like it's actually Snitch shit, actually.
Isn't that what he inferred? He inferred that, I want to know why you didn't suspend him.
You better give me a good reason to.
Yeah, he made it seem like he should be suspended. If I was them, I would have suspended. So I called to confirm why you didn't suspend him.
Exactly. He probably kept digging when they were like, oh, no, we're not going to suspend him because of X, Y, and Z. And he's like, well, X, Y, and Z. Let's look at X, Y, and Z. Huh? Let's look at this.
And now you're using your huge public platform to advocate a suspension, which in some way will what's the word, not manipulate,
Coerce a little bit, maybe.
not coerce, influence.
Yes,
a decision on the matter.
I mean, it makes me look back at the So I paid attention to it, but not as much in regards to Stephen A. Smith, in regards to the Josh Giddey thing,
Yeah.
where he's like, "Oh, we need to sit back and wait for evidence." But with the other player, you're like, "Get rid of him right now. He needs to go." It's like, wait a minute. Like, wait a fucking minute. And I'm not trying to pull any type of race car or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, why is one situation, as far as how you handle it, Stephen A., just so drastically different from another? Yeah, like
Oh,
what's going on there?
why is it such a? It's such a clear cut. It's such a clear cut decision one way, and then the other way you're exercising on patience.
Exactly.
And
Bro, I've been quietly paying attention to it, especially with the Thunder. Like they just swept the fucking Pelicans, and it's like yo, that story like disappeared to where it's like not even like not important. Like it's nothing about it. It's gone.
It's gone, bro.
It's like it's like the Otani, but it's the NBA, so people care about it, right? Like
They do, but they don't, bro. They do, but they don't.
weird, man. He's just like he's just some guy on the basketball team. It's so fucking weird. But yeah, like, come on, Stephen A. Don't. It seems like he's like bullshitting to the audience. I didn't say suspend him. I just said everything around suspending him, like every little detail you can go into around suspending the guy. Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? Yo, this guy over here. Look what Johnny did over here in February. Look what Johnny did on the Rockets. Look what he did. He fouled him so hard and you suspended him. Look at that. How come you're not doing that to Russell? Huh? Like that's like, yeah, you could say you're not telling him directly to suspend him, but like that comes off as like you're trying to, like you said, influence not just on his podcast, but also the actual NBA league offices. Like, yo, what's going on here? How come he ain't gone? Like, bro, you got money on the Mavericks or some shit, bro? What's going on here? Is Dallas better for ratings? Probably.
It is.
Let's be honest, it probably is. Except for Mongo Slate. I'll play
That's a crazy statement though. That they're better for playoffs, and you got Paul George, Kawhi, and Harden on the other team.
Yes, and Westbrook. Be honest, like Westbrook's
And
still a
Westbrook.
name.
What's that say about Luka Doncic?
I don't know. He hasn't been playing that good either, to be honest with you. He's shooting like 10 for 20 somethings.
He ruined your parlay, I remember.
Yeah. Well, that's the Clippers' fault. They didn't fucking foul him. It's fouled this 90% free throw shooter instead. Idiots. But yeah, Luka has not looked that. I mean, he's hit some nice shots and stuff, but he hasn't looked that like playoff impressive. You know what I mean? Where like the big moments are hitting and he's doing something in those moments. It looks more like Kyrie's doing shit like that, in my opinion. But yeah. But if you had to guess, what does ESPN want more? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Clippers or the Mavericks? But I'm not even gonna go there. I'm just going off of what I'm seeing in front of me and what Stephen A. is saying in front of me, and it's like, bro, you're being weird. You're being a fucking weirdo, Stephen A.
Character assessment of Stephen A.
I'll give him a couple more, maybe a minute or something if he gives me nothing.
Whether it's the commissioner, it's the executive VP, it's the disciplinary czar, it's PR or whatever, people who cover the league speak to the NBA office every week about decisions they make. And I happen to have the kind of access that allowed me to pick up the phone and call and say, why was this not a suspension? I don't have a problem with it being, even though
versus what?
I don't have a problem with him not being suspended because I want all hands on deck if you playing in the postseason. Yeah, I don't want any excuses. But if you're going to say that you're going to suspend somebody and then you didn't over such transgressions, not only do I have a right to inquire, I have an obligation because I cover the NBA.
There's a whole lot of inquiries and things that you cover that you don't look into, Stephen A. Like I said, cue the fucking Teddy Atlas interview. That's boxing. I know it's not basketball, but you're gonna find basketball examples too, as well. but the boxing one was the most glaring. Where Teddy Atlas, a guy who's been in the sport his like not his whole life, but a large chunk of his life, he's been involved in the sport of boxing, and he's telling like these guys are corrupt, Steven. They're fucking corrupted.
When you say corruption,
I don't discredit the sport. I discredit the so-called executives of the sport, the people that are supposedly supposed to be enforcing the sport, looking out for the sport, ruling over the sport. I put an indictment on them. An indictment on them. They are corrupt. I have no problem saying it. They are corrupt. There's no way that you see 118 to 110 for Canelo and you say, well, it's just a mistake. It was just my judge. No, it's not a mistake. That can't be a mistake. Look, this sport has shown history.
I'd like to respond.
We all want to ignore it, but this sport has shown history of corruption. The IBF years ago, Bob Lee, the president, he got caught on videotape taking money. He was the president of the IBF. Everyone forgets a few years ago, there was a woman judge, $30,000 wound up in her bank account after a bad decision. What is that? What is that?
Hold it. May I respond?
go ahead, Stephen A.
May I respond? Teddy Atlas is a treasure to this sport. I'm proud to call him a colleague, and I appreciate his candor and his honesty. But I don't care what sport you pick. There are always individuals in there who are either corrupt or inept, incompetent, or all three, even though I would lump inept and incompetent in the same breath. The point that I'm trying to make is the actions of one individual or even several individuals does not contaminate the entire sport.
It's like, well, I don't want to indict the entire sport of boxing. Like, did you look into that, Stephen A? Or did it go away? Right? Did the Canelo Triple G fight end, and then that's it? You had your little argument with Teddy Atlas on SportsCenter, then boom, the story's gone, and people move on with their lives, and you're like, I don't need to cover that again. Thank God.
Well, what's weird to me is that he's like, would it be fair to say he's an investigative journalist?
You mean a real one, or do you mean like just title?
No,
like his title.
Clearly not a real one. But
by title, I don't know.
Like he's a guy with he's like a guy with sources, a guy that I don't know he's opinionated. But like you said, he was that's kind of what he was. He was a guy with sources.
Yeah.
That would write columns and shit, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, it's funny, man. It's like that job occupation, like, to the layman, would mean like, oh, this person has he has like a very sinister look at official statements or official narratives.
Yeah.
But Stephen has never been like that, though.
No, he has not.
Stephen A. is more about like personal issues. And he's always about defending the shield because that's what keeps him employed.
Yes. Or at the very least, builds his fan base up enough to where he can leave ESPN and be comfortable doing his own little YouTube show or whatever. Right? Like at the very least, at bare minimum. And it's like good.
He's got like that Steph Curry effect, bro, where he's loud and boisterous, so that you may confuse that with he's actually like about that life, about like uncovering the truth.
Yeah.
Or like, Steph's a good shooter doesn't mean he's clutch.
Exactly. Exactly.
But he has this lore built around his persona where you may mistakenly think, no, if he's like this, that means he's boisterous in every aspect of life when he's trying to find the truth.
Great.
And he's clearly
point. Yes.
He's clearly not that way.
No.
And like you said, there's countless examples.
Yes. I mean, if he's this, as far as what you're saying right now is like, oh, he has it's like a mirage that he looks like the fucking investigative journalist that's getting handed like, the manila fucking envelopes of secret information. And he's like, yo, I talk about the secrets of the world, and if someone bullshits in front of me, I'm gonna let them know that they're bullshitting in front of me. No, that is not this guy. Sorry. Good.
And you can see how that could be very problematic in the way he wants to do politics too.
Yes. I mean, just his little Trump take on its own, but he does politics within the world of sports. Let's be honest about it. Like, he's already doing the politician thing.
He's already good at playing that
Yes.
role, and he's already shown that he will always have the establishment's back.
I'm gonna call back the thing he had with Teddy Atlas just one more time, because the name he mentioned, like Adelaide Bird, whoever he is, whoever she is, whoever they are, they should be drug tested and never be around the sport of boxing again.
But he's doing nothing to make sure that happens.
Well, guess who's now affiliated with ESPN?
That person.
Well, not that person, but mixed martial arts, aka the UFC.
Oh yeah.
And who was judging in the last pay-per-view I saw? Adelaide fucking Bird. Adelaide Bird. So I was like, hey, where's your investigative journalism skills, Stephen A. there? Like, where are they?
Well, it's like you said. No, it's like you said though. He has his little skirmish. He tries to fend off Teddy, and then it doesn't matter anymore.
Exactly.
Well, which is exactly how politics works too.
Yes. Yes. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm done with this. He's well, I don't think, to be honest with you, like, people that are watching content on YouTube, I don't think they use Stephen A as some sort of voice anyways. He's kind of like late night political shows where it's like you have a certain like age group fan base type of thing, and probably mostly older people. It's like, oh, he went to a all black college and he's all right. He's like this. He's like that. He's all right. He's all right in my book. He says the right things. He says, eat your vegetables, and what a good guy Stephen A is. But in reality, if you do real like critiques of the guy, it's like man, either you're full of shit or you suck at your job. And there's you can't really find another option there, for me at least, mentally. Like, either you're full of shit, like you're basically grifting this shit, or you're one of the dumbest people ever. But I don't think he's that dumb. I don't think he's that dumb. It's just that's where I stand with this guy. Yeah. Calling the league offices to be a journalist. Of why isn't this guy suspended? Instead of calling the league offices like, hey, like, what's going on with the rules here in the NBA? like, hey, how come this guy gets away with this, or this guy gets away with this, or that guy gets away with that? How come the rules change without really the fans really knowing about it? Like, why'd they keep that like a secret?
That's a great point you make too, where this is what you go inquire about with the league.
I know.
And you're from a certain generation that's seen like a lot of change, and you won't even. It's like that's also the politics, yeah, where you're gatekeeping.
Yeah, seemingly, man.
And so it illustrates that it's like I'm saying, you have influence and power to, in a way, bring certain subjects up to the public sphere and to the NBA's upper apparatus, higher echelon. And in a way, you could like blow the whistle, like, listen, I don't like this, I don't like that, but you don't do that because you would be a pariah if you did that.
At least from ESPN.
Yeah, from the ESPN, because they have a partnership with the NBA, and you like that check, and you like going to the games, and you like wearing your suits. It's funny, man.
Right.
It's how that works.
He could get shit done with omissions.
Yes.
If he was like, yo, I called the league offices, I asked about this, like, this make believe. I asked about this gambling ring that I'm hearing rumors about. I asked about it. They gave me no comment.
Yeah.
By omission, like them the omission of that would be like, yo, what the fuck's going on here? You're like, he could actually move audiences with this platform if he wanted to. And if ESPN fires him, that just doubles it up, bro.
Yeah, he'll be lit forever. Yeah, he'll be rich.
Like, yo, he's that guy. Stephen A's that guy. He's the real one, bro. He's real about this shit.
And it's even worse. Like even like sometimes he'll be like, "Oh, I gotta play the game to cause change from the inside." He's not even trying to do that, bro.
No way. No
Like,
way.
that's like it's even sadder. Like he's not even looking at it like that. He's looking at it like, just shut up and don't say none. Only build the platform. Only build my platform. It's the only thing I need to worry about.
And it brings up the weird question: could you even make it to where Stephen A is by being like legit, or do they filter these motherfuckers out before they get there? That's like politics as well, by the way.
Don't ask me that because I'm definitely saying yes.
They get filtered out. I mean, it is what it is, man. All right, let's end this video. I'm actually curious what the audience think if they watch this video. If anyone watches this, I'm curious what you think about like this idea of him being a gatekeeper, as well as the Russell Westbrook thing. But that looks like obvious, like trying to drum something up. To I don't know for what purpose. I threw out the conspiracy theory of they want the Mavericks, bigger audience, bigger, higher ratings, and all that shit. Maybe, but I'm not even gonna go there. I'm just throwing it out there. But like, what is going on with this guy? Why is he playing fucking hopscotch on both sides of the line, or trying to make it look like he's like a fair guy when really there's just some egregious things that happen right in front of his face that he doesn't move for. But when Russell grabs Luka by the arm, like, oh my, I called the league offices that day. So, tell us what you think. Until next time. Huzzah!